Oh man, so Bitcoin is down 1% today, breaking through 43,000 at the time of recording this video. Can it pick up some support from this level? If we lose the 43,000 level for good, we could be heading to some dangerous levels, which I'm going to share with you in the charts. It's pretty surprising that given the Bitcoin Miami conference announcement we had yesterday from Jack Mallers, why is the price not moving? A lot of people wondering after that announcement, which, by the way, if you haven't watched it, go watch that video. It's had thousands of views in just a couple of hours. Go check out that video. That announcement was huge. But why is the price not responding? That is the question on everybody's mind. So if that's something you want to know, make sure you sit back, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to cover that off. If you like my perspectives, consider checking out the course member live streams. Ijaz.uk/member to become a course member live stream 3 times weekly live streams at least, where you can ask me questions, I can critique your portfolio, we can look at your favorite coins, we can discuss the psychology of trading and investing and what I'm doing in the markets, my perspective on the markets, and much more. But here, on the Bitcoin price, you can see here, guys, we are down at the moment, just under 43,000. Literally, as I've just spoken, we've just ticked back up. You can see the bulls and the bears fighting on this 4-hourly candle to hold the 43,000 level. This is a critical level for us here on Bitcoin. But the question is arising, why are we fighting here right now? We've just had yesterday, which I posted a video yesterday at 2 a.m. my time, covering off one of the biggest announcements we've seen let's cover it off here. One of the biggest announcements we've seen in crypto for a very long time. Jack Mallers, the CEO of Strike, came out and he announced some crazy Bitcoin adopting announcements, right? Strike to integrate with Shopify. So Shopify merchants can, people can pay straight through using Cash App. They partner with Blackhawk. They partner with NCR, who operate 1 in, I believe, 6 POS systems in the world, globally. And he's working with US Senator Lummis. This is huge. But what he's essentially done is he's fired shots at Visa, MasterCard to say, hang on a second, you can go into any retailer which are working with these POS systems, and you can pay over the Thor network. You can pay using that and running on the Lightning Network. Your Bitcoin gets sent all over on the new payment rails, and right before it gets to the merchant, it exchanges to fiat currency, so the merchant receives. Yeah, this is huge. This is something that's disrupting the payment market. Visa, MasterCard, these companies who've been charging 3% to merchants for 55 years, right? 55 years, there's been no solution to this. And Jack Mallers, 27-year-old, bit of a beast, bit of a Marmite character, but you can't say he isn't achieving quite big things. I mean, this is really disruptive stuff, and it's going to be huge for the merchants. It's going to be huge for the merchants who'll be saving 3% off the bat on these transactions, and they can pass that cost on to consumers, right? But more importantly, it means if you as an unbagged, no KYC, you can send Bitcoin over the Lightning Network, and it will convert into fiat. The merchant receives fiat, so they have no reason to refuse your transaction. As far as they're concerned, you're paying in dollars, right? You're paying in pounds. No issue for them, but you're using your Bitcoin, you're sending sats, and it's converting, it's going over the superior network, right? It's getting there really quick on the Lightning Network, and it's converting at the last second. Huge, huge, huge. But the market is not responding. And so the question arises, what is going on? We would expect, if you have one of the biggest announcements, right, why would Bitcoin not respond? But if you've been part of this community for a while now, the answer is pretty obvious. And in order to give us a clue, let's head on over. Let's see what Fear and Greed is doing. And you can see that Fear and Greed index is sitting at 37. It's not very high, right? Where's all the greed coming in now? If the announcement was that good, why is this not reflecting the Fear and Greed index? Because the Fear and Greed index is the index we don't want to follow. This is the antithesis of what we want to do. If you're part of this community, when the Fear and Greed index is green, we're scared. We're thinking to sell. When the Fear and Greed index is red, when everyone's panicking, we're thinking to buy. That's why we monitor this index to see what is everybody else doing. And right now you can see they're fearful despite a huge announcement from a fundamental perspective. A huge announcement from a fundamental perspective, the fears in the market. And do you know why? Because this lags the price. This is based on investors who need the price to tell them that they should be buying. If the price is down, Fear and Greed index gets fearful, right? Because they think, oh, we're going to fall to 40,000 and then 37,000. They don't think what are the fundamentals that have just been announced and we should be accumulating. But here, take a look at this. 63.4% of all Bitcoin has not moved in over a year. Over time, we're seeing that more and more people are becoming hodlers. More and more people are believing in the long-term belief of Bitcoin, similar to what Michael Saylor was saying at the conference. Just do not sell your Bitcoin. Accumulate it, accumulate, and hold. right? Because if you really believe in this as a hedge against inflation, a hedge against the existing monetary and financial system as we know it, then you just want to get it and you just want to hold it at the cheapest price possible. And really, whether you get in at 45 or 47 or 38, does it really matter when Bitcoin is going to, if it's going to achieve its 10-year goal and aim of what it's trying to do? Will it really matter? No, it only matters if you're trading on a short term. So, coming back to it, let's take a look at what's going on in the markets. If we head on over to the US markets, which have just opened up, we can see that the Dow Jones opened up flat. You've down slightly on the S&P, and you're down quite heavily, 1.3% on the NASDAQ. So we're falling to another losing week now as we close off Friday. And really, this week was epitomized and kind of, the direction was set by how the Fed came out. We've covered that extensively over the last couple of days. And even this Bitcoin Miami announcement is not going to change anything, right? The market doesn't care about that. The market cares about inflation, it cares about the interest rates, balance sheet shrinkage, and the Ukraine war. To keep things simple, that's what it cares about right now. And anything else which blindsides it, right, that can disrupt the market. And right now, the war doesn't look good, right? Rocket attacks kills another 30 on a Ukrainian train station. Fine, it doesn't seem to be resolving itself. We could be entering a more prolonged war. On top of that, you've got the Fed coming out and being a bit hawkish. The minutes where they're talking about the balance sheet reduction, and we saw the job figures come out on Thursday saying that the economy is looking pretty strong, which gives further fuel to Jerome Powell to be more aggressive with policy. So we then come over and we look at the NASDAQ here, the QQQ, and you see a big 4-hourly candlestick to the downside that way. Then it's no surprise that the market is ripped off, and it's no surprise that it makes complete sense why Bitcoin is marrying and following that exact pattern. The correlation between Bitcoin, NASDAQ, and the S&P is at highest levels. I mean, the correlation coefficient is almost at 1. It's super correlated right now. So anybody who says, otherwise, oh, look, this is a hedge against inflation or Bitcoin is trading like this, no. Just following the market. And you can see when you have a huge announcement like that, the Bitcoin Miami conference, it doesn't make a difference, right? It doesn't make a difference. And ultimately, if the market is down, Bitcoin's going to run down to the downside with it most of the time because it's correlated. The S&P, if risk is off, people are going to rotate out of their Bitcoin. So now we can see we're at this critical level. We're getting some good support in here. We're literally, as we're speaking, we've jumped up about $400 or $500 here on Bitcoin, 43,400 at the time of recording here. You can just see under my face on the thumbnail. Now, the key levels we need to hold is obviously the one we're at now, which is 43,000. If we start losing this level, then I'm looking at 41,659, and then the bottom of this wedge here at about 40,000. Those are our key levels. If we continuously knock ourselves through those levels, then I'm going to have to start talking about more worrying levels, but let's save that for another day. Let's see if today we can hold these candles at this level. These are the levels we need to be fighting for. Is first today, the 43,000. If we lose that, then we want to look for support around 41,659. If I look at the 4-hourly and bring up the EMA ribbon, you can see we're considerably extended to the downside of our EMA ribbon here. Okay, so you can see we're very bearish, but we're trying to collect some support around the 200 moving average. That's where we pretty much hovered since yesterday, 9 o'clock my time. We've just been hovering around here, but today as the markets have opened up in the red, you can see Bitcoin was trying to fall below 43,000. It did briefly. It was sitting as low on this 4-hourly candle we're on now. It was sitting as low as 42,755 just before I started recording this video. So we're getting a bit of action here between the bulls and the bears trying to fight at this key level. Now if we head on over to the daily chart, what's interesting is you can see where the support is coming in at a critical level here on the daily chart, because if we do close at 42,800, 42,900, we would officially have lost our EMA ribbon on the daily. We would have flipped bearish, and that would have obviously the consequences we know to the downside. Assume we may get a prolonged move to the downside if we're unable to flip it back positive quickly. So this is a really critical level. If we can't maintain a green daily candle here today, or even where it is now, just hold above 43,000, then we can continue to hope that we can bounce from this level on a green day and start working our way back up to 48. But if not, if we start trending in this direction, we're going to lose our EMA ribbon, and then we got more work to do. Okay, that's a key level here for Bitcoin. So there you have it, guys. That is why the market is a little bit shaky this morning. I mean, the markets have just opened up. Let's see how the day goes. I mean, by the time I record this video and a few hours pass, let's see what's happening. Naturally, you guys will see an update from me later on today on Phantom and a few other coins as well. And I'll touch on Bitcoin, and we'll see how it's getting on. But this 43,000 level mark is a key level. The bulls and bears will be fighting for it. And right now, if you're not sure, we're correlated to the Nasdaq and S&P. We're treated as a risk on stock, so it doesn't really matter what announcement you're getting. Yes, the market might have expected an Apple announcement from Strike, and maybe they're left a little bit disappointed, but that's not the real reason we're not moving right now. The real reason we're moving to the downside right now is the markets has had a pretty stinky week. The Fed has come out and kind of upset the market a little bit, and therefore you're seeing risk rotate off slightly. For us, it's not an issue, right? We let it play its course out. If we get closer to the $40,000 mark, an even better entry on Bitcoin and some of your favorite altcoins. So if you've got long-term conviction, continue to hold, continue to accumulate on those dips, and things become super. So there you have it, guys. If you like this perspective, you like this blend between technicals and marrying the fundamentals on top with the macroeconomy, smash up the likes, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the video, which I'm going to link up at the end of this video, which is going to be the video explaining exactly the announcement Jack Mallett made. I streamed it, I commentated over it, reacted to it, and I summarized what he said as well, so you don't miss anything what's going on in the market. As always, guys, if you like my perspective, consider joining our course member live streams, Ijaz.uk/member. Thanks for watching, guys.